Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Manchester United stream. In tonight's show, I am going to be talking about a video what Sky Sports News did today on their YouTube channel. Is Sir Alex Ferguson to blame for Manchester United's decline? Now, obviously, me being a Manchester United fan, this has enraged me. I've not watched a video yet, but once I watch the video, we can react to it. But big up to every single one of you live and locked in this evening. Much appreciated. If you're new to my YouTube channel, why not consider hitting the subscribe button as it helps my YouTube channel out an awful lot. I do Manchester United videos. I talk about loads of other things apart from football. So if that's your sort of thing, then please hit the subscribe button. And please subscribe as well to my Mr. Joshy J football channel. Link is in the description, and it's in the description is my F1 channel as well. Yep, so that's my football channel in the description and my F1 channel. That's what I meant to say. Apologies, people. You know what they say. Accountability is the best ability. Yeah, I fluffed my lines a bit there. Because usually I put my football channel in the title. But I wasn't able to fit it in the title, so you can find it in the description. That is a non-Manchester United channel, so I talk about loads of different football teams on that channel. I need to talk about Manchester United on this channel, because this is what my main channel is about, Manchester United content. So this is why I talk about Manchester United on here. And I've been talking about Manchester United on this channel for quite a long time now, so that's why I refuse to move it over to the football channel. I just want to keep Manchester United content on this channel. Then my football channel is a non-Manchester United channel, so we talk about loads of other things. And pinned on top of the live chat and also in the description is my channel membership and a level 1 and level 2 membership. So if you want to help support and fund the YouTube channel today, where you can get early access to new videos, members only videos, so that means only members will be able to see it. So be exclusive to members and members only live streams. So you can find all that pinned on top of the live chats and in the description. So right, I saw today a video. I've not watched it yet, but obviously I cannot believe I was reading as a Manchester United fan. This angers me so much that they are calling out our GOAT, our best manager ever. But before we get on to that, I will say big up to the chat and big up to the community. As always, Stone Like 14 is in the building. Big up to you. Manchester United fans need to protest to put more pressure on the ownership, what Chelsea fans doing, and we are linked with another 16 years old. Enough. Change the model and blue co out. Absolutely. Yep, I agree. Henry Talks Football is so obsessed with Arsenal, and he is a brown envelope because he's a Spurs fan. I said on his comments, why are you talking about Arsenal when he is a Spurs fan? Nice haircut. Thank you. Thank you very much. When is F1 video coming out? Next week, mate. On Monday, I'm going to do a predictions video. So that'll be coming out on Monday, and a preview as well for the Australia Grand Prix. Then obviously qualifying reaction, race reaction as well. Chelsea played some same time as Manchester United on Thursday. Yep, 5:45 p.m. That's right. So yeah, but we gotta listen to this. I mean, I just like I said, I've not listened to this yet, so This is a complete blind reaction and me listening to it. I mean, what are we doing here? Literally, Sky Source News blaming Sir Alex Ferguson for this mess. I mean, are you joking me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Who do Sky Source News think they are? Here we go. Is Sir Alex Ferguson to blame for Manchester United decline? Question mark. 6 minutes and 16 seconds. I mean, I am shell shocked, honestly. Think about all the work he's done for Manchester United, and they're trying to point the finger at him after everything he's done for us. They're literally blaming him for the shit we're in. I mean, nowhere near sustainable by my elite high standards. It's as simple as that. Whoever's blaming him, yeah, but let's get it out. Wooden spoon for you. How dare you have a go at our goat? Do you hear me? Blaming our goat. Who do you think you are? Honestly, get the fuck out of here. Right, let's listen to it.
Let's go to the Telegraph, Jason, and your take on the debate ignited by Gary Lineker Sunday night on whether Sir Alex Ferguson is to blame for the post-Ferguson decline at Manchester United. You've said it's ridiculous. We'll get Andy to summarise Jim White's pro.
Of course it's ridiculous. I mean, whoever's coming up with that shit should be ashamed of themselves.
Lineker piece in a second, but what's your stance?
Yeah, I had a phone call from the newspaper desk this morning just saying that these comments from Gary Lineker have provoked a huge reaction, and then I actually...
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, wouldn't swing for you, Gary Lineker, if you said that. Honestly, it's like, I like you on Match Today, but if you're going to be saying that, if you're going to start chatting shit about my football club, I'm calling you out. Wouldn't swing for you, honestly.
The comments, and yeah, it provoked a huge reaction for me as well, actually, to be honest with you. I thought we have hot takes, and we obviously have to have strong opinions, but that is the hottest of hot takes, that you're trying to blame Alex Ferguson for the decline of Manchester United.
Disgusting, honestly. Absolute filth.
Saying they didn't leave them in a good state. I know the argument's been well rehearsed that they weren't the greatest title winning team when they won it in 2012, 2013. But actually, if you look back over that squad, it wasn't that bad. There's some pretty good players in there. One of the arguments is the academy wasn't bringing players through. Well, Danny Welbeck and Johnny Evans were both in that squad at the time, and various other players coming through. They just brought Wilfried Zaha. Kaga was there, who was regarded one of the best young players in Europe. So there were young players coming through. Now, I think there is a legitimate argument around whether or not Manchester United as an institution, as a club, was in a modern enough state to thrive. But that's not wholly Sir Alex Ferguson's fault. They should have been in a situation where they were ready for when he was going to step down. He was never going to go on forever. And I think it's really
I mean, look, this is not Sir Alex Ferguson's fault. One lot, the Glazers family, it's their faults. Literally, real talk, yeah, they are to blame. And the current ownership we got now as well, Enios. I mean, look, I know they weren't around when Sir Alex Ferguson was manager, but what they're doing, making all these cutbacks and that, I mean, it's just shameless. This football club is shameless, honestly.
Very revisionist view to say that it's his fault. But clearly he had a great control over the club, but the people there ready to take over when he went. Ed Woodward became the executive vice chairman, succeeding David Gill. He should have been ready. They should have been ready to succeed. The bigger problem with Manchester United is the ownership, is the executive, is the people who've been running the club, and then the managers who've come in after Sir Alex Ferguson. I think to try and blame him is really looking back at history.
It's farcical.
As if, well, we all should have known this.
It really is. It's criminal.
It's 12 years since he retired. You can't keep blaming a guy 12 years on.
No, you can't.
Somehow, because that team that won the title by 11 points was a bit substandard. And it was hardly as Manchester United were in a massive state of decline. They won the league 5 times in the last 7 seasons under Sir Alex Ferguson. So it didn't feel to me like it was particularly broken. Obviously, it needed to change and improve and infrastructure. But this is a vastly rich club who are now, as we talked about already in the programme, have wasted huge amounts of money.
I will come back to the chat in a minute, guys. just going to listen to this, then I will get back to you.
He helped generate into the club, and they're paying a price for that now. Is that his fault? Of course it's not. It's the people who've been running the club after him.
Exactly. Of course it's their fucking fault. The people who are running the football club.
My favourite bit saying Ferguson ran it like a medieval court. He was in charge of everything. What's your summary of Jim White's perspective in this perspective?
A medieval court? What the fucking heck are you talking about? I mean, seriously. But anyway, let's carry on.
Overall.
Well, I have to say, I'm not sure. I'd rather argue with Ferguson over Manchester United or Jim White. Jim lives and breathes that club. So I'm not going to take on big Jim White on that one. But I read the piece, and the line that really stuck out for me was about how Sir Alex didn't even want Manchester United to have a Twitter account. And how, when you say evil, it really was in every sense, I guess, because he was stuck in the dark ages. And Jim makes the point that Ferguson ran it with an iron grip, and that even the Glazers in their early days of their ownership, they were terrified of him, and they left him to it. And so what he left behind was a club that wasn't keeping up not only with the times but with their competitors. He talks about the fact that the Manchester Cities and Chelsea's all went for more continental style club models with sporting directors and things like that. And Ferguson was such a big figure that there was a huge vacuum left behind. And maybe it wasn't completely unintentional, because who wants the next man in the job to be even better than you? You want to be remembered as the greatest, right?
You certainly do. But Jason, I suppose looking back at it as well, there's a supposition that maybe the squad was aging, Ferdinand, Vidic, etc. But then presumably Ferguson would have refreshed that squad had he been given the funds.
Yeah.
It's clear as day the Glazers did not give Sir Alex Ferguson enough money when literally before he retired. That's why, unfortunately, he was unable to leave the Manchester United team in a good place. Like Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, he left that Liverpool team in a good place. Look at what Slot's doing. Literally, Liverpool have been playing pretty much as what they did under Jurgen Klopp. But to me, they've been playing even better under Army Slot. And it's his first season. So, but come on now, to point the finger at Sir Alex Ferguson. Oh, wooden spoon, honestly. Whoever does that, wooden fucking spoon.
Exactly, and he would have got more out of those players. The sporting director's point is a really interesting one. I vividly remember speaking to Manchester United after Sir Alex Ferguson left, and they said, we do not need a sporting director. Now, that had nothing to do with Alex Ferguson. Obviously, when he was in charge, clearly he didn't particularly want to bring one in, fair enough. Arsene Wenger was against that at Arsenal for quite a long time. Those managers of a generation who felt they were much more in control. But when he went, that was their opportunity to change things, and they didn't do that for quite a long time. They prevaricated, and they wanted to run it in a similar fashion to what happened under Sir Alex Ferguson, but without him. And that's the key thing. You can't carry on running a club like that without a manager like that. They should have been in a situation ready to modernise, ready to move on as quickly as they could. And with that squad, yes, the players needed changing, some of them. But I would have backed him if he'd have carried on in charge to get more out of those players than the subsequent managers did.
That's a fair point. I just think that sometimes, more often than not, it's really difficult to follow huge figures at football clubs. They go out, they leave the door, they drive away in their cars, and there's a huge vacuum. None more so than Alex Ferguson. And Arnie Slot, if you think about it, is almost an anomaly. So in that respect, it's always going to be hard. I take the point. It's been a dozen years. It's maybe being harsh on Ferguson to blame him still. I mean, it's been 12 years. So, but sometimes, some of the players at Manchester United take 12 years to turn 180 degrees. So it's, the football club itself, is a big beast, isn't it? And that's why, we're having all these harsh measures now, because Jim Ratcliffe is trying to sort of turn this ship around. And one thing I would do, I'm not sure who I'd...
Turn it around my ass. Literally, he's making so many fucking cutbacks. What the fuck are you talking about? Turning it around? No, he's fucking making it worse.
back on this one, whether it's Jim or Jason there, if it really comes to it.
Honestly, what an absolute disgrace. Honestly, I am enraged because literally they're trying to blame our greatest manager ever why Manchester United is in the decline. I mean, who do these men think they are? Seriously. And Gary Lineker. I mean, what on earth are you talking about? Seriously. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you are a Manchester United fan, you should be enraged by this because I am. I am absolutely seething at the highest level. It's like, how can you do this to our goat? How can you point the finger at him? It makes no sense whatsoever. Right, let's get back to the chat, shall we? Here we go. Right, here we go. Big up Josh, mate. Been watching Fads cooking pancakes. You seen it, Josh, mate? No, not yet. Is it another brown envelope? I'm not 100% sure. Everyone keeps calling a lovely club. We love it, don't they, Josh, mate? I agree with the video title. I have seen a lot of regarding Sir X. Yes, the JB Morgan Rock Gibraltar did not contribute to the Glazers takeover, but he doesn't enclose it. Good evening to you, Liam Jones, by the way. I hope you're well. I hope your day's going good. And yeah, good to see you on here, as I've not seen you for a little while now. Steady there, geezer. Big up legends. Our SD are celebrating after Arsenal won tonight, but come on, PSC was awful. Everyone hit the likes and subscribe. Big up to you, Rich Money Makings. Blame him still. Sorry, I'm living in the parallel universe. When did anyone blame Sir Alex? Yeah, I know, Liam Jones. It's a joke, isn't it, mate? It's an absolute disgrace. Needs a bloody wooden spoon for it, honestly. I mean, chatting shit about our goats. Seriously. I mean, what are we doing here? How dare you literally point the finger at our goat? These men are shameless, honestly. Absolutely shameless. Disgraceful at the highest level. I'm not fucking having it. I'm really not. We must have Arsenal to fail to stop our Chelsea sporting director using the Arsenal 2021 projects on Chelsea. Also, Big Jim might stop following this Arsenal 2021 project if Arsenal don't win. Do you watch much of Blue Fan Man, Josh? He likes food. Yes, I do watch him, mate. He's class. He really is. Blue Fan Man is class. But yeah, I agree with you, Rich Moneymakers, 100%. I agree with you. But, you know, apparently this is not the only thing where they've been chatting shit about Sir Alex Ferguson. Rio Ferdinand has also been saying something about Sir Alex Ferguson as well. I mean, what on earth is going on? Seriously. Keep giving them the wooden scene, Josh. Say, yeah, I will do, Adam, because, you know, I've had enough. People who chat shit about my football club, you know, I'll call them out for it. It's as simple as that. Because how dare you chat rubbish about it? Honestly, Sir Alex Ferguson, here we go. Right. Here we go. Let's read this. Rio Ferdinand fumes at Sir Alex Ferguson nonsense as he launches Man United rants. Here we go. I don't like Blue Fan since he decided to get into politics. And he does it. Repeat articles. All he does. I mean, I don't watch really them sort of videos. I just watch his food review videos, to be honest, Liam Jones. Big up Danites and Chelsea wants our standards back, and Man United need to do the same. Exactly. Right, I will come back to the chat in a second. Let's read what Rio Ferdinand has been saying, because apparently he said something as well. So, yeah, I'm going to get on to that now. It's an article. Here we go. Rio Ferdinand fumes at Sir Alex Ferguson nonsense as he launches Man United rant. Manchester United are stuck in a rut under Ruben Amorim. Well, we all fucking know that, don't we? With some suggesting that Sir Alex Ferguson had a role to play, but former Red Devils defender Rio Ferdinand is not convinced. I hope you're going to defend him. I really do. I hope you're going to defend our goats, because I loved you as a player, Rio. So it's the best thing you can do, mate. And obviously, you won Premier League titles at Manchester United, so do the right thing. Rio Ferdinand has hit back and the nonsense claims that Sir Alex is in any way responsible for Manchester United's current crisis. Good, it looks like he's defending him. Here we go. Yeah, we know we're stuck in a rut. Here we go. In Amorim's defence, and at first season is not unfamiliar to United, having seen David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralph Rangnick and Erik ten Hag all leave the club since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement, and some have blamed the legendary United boss for the current malice, having malice, I think that's what I said, having apparently left the squad in less than inspiring state upon his exit, but Ferdinand has disputed that claim. Good. Talking to Twitter, replying to a video, a TalkSport pundit Jason Cundy, blaming Ferguson, the former defender, replied, average age of the squad Sir Alex left was 26.6 years old. Blend youth plus experience. Our attacking players were Rooney, RVP, Chicharito, Welbeck, Saha, Nani, Ashley Young, Lingard, Kagawa, Valencia, Yannisai, international players. He added, P.S. We won the league by 11 points. Since then, the recruitment has been poor. It has. It's been abysmal. But I've read over the last few days, it's the boss' fault. What a load of nonsense. Spot on, Rio. Absolute spot on, mate. Cundy was not the only pundit to suggest that. But right, wouldn't soon for you, Jason Cundy. Honestly, wouldn't soon for you. Yes, I know he's a former Chelsea player, but how dare you chat shit about our goat? Honestly, shocking, disgraceful, disgusting behaviour. Honestly, how do these men get away with it? Here we go. Gary Lineker suggested that the Scots could have left the club in a far better place. This is just disgraceful. This is embarrassing. Honestly, have a word with yourselves. You look at Liverpool now, they've got a new manager in Army Slot, and it's testament to how Jurgen Klopp left the club in a really good state. Lineker told the BBC Sport, so the structure is really good. That probably wasn't the case at the end of Sir Alex Ferguson's time at Old Trafford. I know they won the league that season, but it wasn't their best side. Yes, we all know that, you know. We got Robin van Persie to thank why we won the league really that season, and it was because obviously Man City didn't recruit after they didn't do enough. After they won the Premier League title on goal difference, they didn't do enough to defend it. So we took advantage of it because RVP was doing all of our hard work. A lot of their great players were coming to the end of their careers. I think from there they had problems. He casually wasn't delivering the players that they were before. Amorim will be aiming to get United back on track over the coming week. They tackle Real Sociedad in the Europa League on Thursday, ahead of the Premier League clash with Arsenal at Old Trafford. Right, there we go. Here we go. That's apparently Paul Scholes has said something as well, but this is just absolutely madness at the highest level. I mean, it's shameless, honestly. How much detail has he been hearing about this, Sir Alex Ferguson? He must absolutely want to tear his hair out, honestly. Right, let's get back to the chat before I read what Paul Scholes said. Here we go. Right, here we go. Of course, Rio will. Yeah, he has done. Big up Danny Knights, and Chelsea want our standards back, and Man United need to do the same. People can blame Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson has been the best coach in the world. Exactly. 100%. Honestly. Yeah, I've read that one. That video on Talksport, what Jason Cundy said, mate. Yeah, people forget we won the league by 13 points in Sir Alex Ferguson's final title win. Facts, Liam Jones. But people don't talk about that, do they? We know it happens, but they don't want to talk about it. Josh, spot on. Fergie carried your club during the Glazers. Yeah, exactly. These people blaming him are shameless, mate. Absolute shameless. Rio and Neville are brown envelopes. Yeah, they are, but Leases came out and defended Sir Alex Ferguson on this one, so I will give Rio Ferdinand's credit for that. Here we go. Let's read what Paul Scholes has been saying. But don't you worry, we will be listening to that video in the background. If he said that about Sir Alex Ferguson, Jason Cundy, we will be reacting to that. Don't you worry about that. Oh, honestly, this is shit like this makes me want to fucking throw something, because this upsets me as a fan for 25 plus years, that these people are literally pointing the finger who was our exact hero. Honestly, it's Ron in every department. Here we go. Right, let's read this. I will come back to the chat again afterwards, guys. But I need to fence, because this is pathetic. Paul Scholes claims Sir Alex Ferguson once told injured Man United star, "You're playing," after he felt his hamstring in the warm-up, and admits it didn't end well. Right, this is probably PR bollocks, but we're going to read through it anyway. A former Manchester United star was once told, "You're playing," by Sir Alex Ferguson after feeling his hamstring during a warm-up. Paul Scholes has claimed the Man United legend has alleged that Ferguson, who is widely regarded as one of the greatest football managers, you mean the greatest of all time, took a huge risk with Owen Hargreaves' fitness after growing frustrated by the midfielder's injury woes. Yes, he was injury prone, Owen Hargreaves. So anyway, let's carry on. In November 2010, Hargreaves was picked by Ferguson to start against Wolves at Old Trafford after a lengthy spell on the sidelines with injury and lasted 5 minutes. I bet you he's trying to spin the narrative. I bet you it was Owen Hargreaves who pleaded to get back into the starting lineup. Honestly, I mean, this is just crazy. 5 minutes before pulling up and hobbling off with another setback moments later. According to Scholes, the manager was so keen for the midfielders to get minutes under his belts. I mean, there's no way he would have played him unless he thought he was ready. So I reckon it was only Hargreaves was the one who wanted to come back into action, not mainly Sir Alex Ferguson. At a crunch clash with Arsenal, and he ignored Hargreaves feeling something in his hamstring before the Wolves match, opening up on the incident and explaining how the relationship between the manager and physio can be the one in the most important at a football club. Scholes told the Overlap fan debate, brought to you by Sky Bets. I remember we had Owen Hargreaves, who was unfortunately injured a lot and the manager eventually became frustrated because we couldn't get him back. I remember one game when we were playing Arsenal at home, Owen had been out for some time and he was nearly back, and he went out for the warm up and came in feeling his hamstring, and you could just see the anger and frustration in the manager's face. He said, "You're playing," and that was it. I don't believe that for 1 second. It didn't end well. Within 15 minutes, Owen Tigres had to come off and was out for a long time after that. There has to be frustration for managers as well. The brief appearance against Wolves was Highgrave's first start for Man United since September 2008, with the former England star enduring persistent injury problems at Old Trafford following his move from Bayern Munich in 2007. Despite Highgrave's limping off, and the Red Devils managed to edge out in a narrow 2-1 win thanks to Park Ji-sung netting his second goal of the game deep into added on time. After the match, Ferguson reluctantly revealed that Hargreaves would be out for a further 5 weeks and admitted he took a chance on the midfielder's condition. Really? I mean, I still don't really believe it, to be honest. I just think this is a PR tactic. I really do. I mean, I might be wrong. If I am wrong, I will hold my hand up, guys. We were at the stage where we knew Owen's knee was okay. Ferguson said at the time his training performance for 8 or 9 days previously had been terrific. He had done really well, which is why we took the chance that maybe the tension and the build-up for the lads was too much, and he suffered because of it. Despite Ferguson accepting the former England international back, weeks later, Hargreaves remained out for the rest of the 2010-11 season, which ended with Manchester United lifting yet another Premier League. Hargreaves' cameo against Wolves marks the last Premier League appearance he made by the club before joining local rivals Manchester City in 2011. He went on to make just 4 appearances for City during a 1-year spell, with only one nose coming in the Premier League. It meant, despite being involved in the on-pitch celebrations, Hargreaves did not qualify for Premier League winners medal after Manchester City beat QPR to win the title in dramatic fashion. Yes, we all know what happened on that day. But, yeah, I mean, surely Sir Alex Ferguson would not have picked a player if he was not ready to come back. I mean, if he did, then obviously back then Ferguson would have had to take accountability for it. Then he would have realised he made a mistake and he would have held his hand up for it. But I honestly don't believe this is the case. I just think that is a PR article. I really do. So, yeah, but make of it what you will. Right, let's go back to the chat then. Let's see what you guys are saying. Here we go. Too many mutants. I agree with you, Minerals FC. At Minerals FC, a lot of people like the narrative because Alex Ferguson had shares in a very successful horse along with a huge shareholder in United. They went to court and subsequently led to it. JP Morgan sold his shares to the Glazers. Oh, right, that's who used to be our owner before the Glazers. I mean, literally, I kept forgetting that. Therefore, Sir Alex Ferguson made the Glazers find the club, which is not true. Exactly. Owen Hargreaves, who went on to play for City and played half, then retired. Yeah. I so love Sir Alex Ferguson, Josh Lay. I'm not loving all what anyone's saying about him, Josh. No, makes you sick, Adam. Makes you sick, mate, in the highest level. Just think about it. The hundreds of players Sir Alex Ferguson took a gamble on, they had good game. The Hargreaves situation is just a one instance where it didn't pay off. That's a good point, actually. I agree. That's a really good point. But, yeah, right, let's see if there is a video on Talk Shite, shall we? If Jason Cundy's done one. I mean, right, we need to look for it, guys, because, this is making me mad, honestly. It's like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jason Cundy, here we go. The squad was terrible. Jason Cundy playing Sir Alex Ferguson for Man United. Oh, right. Okay. We got to listen to this, guys. I will come back to the Shattons in a bit, but I need to listen to this because this sounds like more bollocks coming out, honestly. Oh, my goodness sake.
As well, Manchester United, as usual, they are a talking point. Wayne Rooney called out Ruben Amorim for being naive at the weekend after they were knocked out by Fulham. The Man United boss has responded. He's only a little dig there, isn't he?
Well, naive from... So, it wasn't that long ago, right, that people were talking about Maresca. Can he win the Champions League, the Premier League, sorry, right? And he said he couldn't win it, right, this season, couldn't win it this season. And then about 3 weeks later, everyone's piling in on, he should have said they can win it. It's a loser mentality. Yeah. Look where they are now, right? Okay, fine. Now Amorim's come out and said, I'm here to win the Premier League, and he's getting told he's naive. Well, what is it? Amorim's job is to get Man United as high up the table as possible, and Manchester United should be, doesn't every year because of course where they are, it should be challenging for the Premier League every season, right?
Facts. I agree here on that one. I said that so many times. We should be competing for the Premier League title every season. Let's get it right here. You may not win it every season, but at least compete, yeah?
Around the top four. And because he has said that that's my aim, he's now getting called naive. What's the answer then? Is it
I mean, if Amorim thinks he can win the league with this Manchester United team, then it's delusional. Because it's not going to happen. We are no way going to win the league with this team. And some fans reckon it might happen within 3 years, but I think realistically, you're looking at 5 to 7 years, honestly, because this football club is in such a mess.
That's your answer. We're not good enough right now. What's the Amorim answer to say, that's my aim?
I think as the Man United manager, you always have to say you want to win the league.
He's getting called he's naive. What is it to be?
Yeah, well, I want to...
You get slaughtered for saying you can't, and you get slaughtered for saying you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the middle ground here?
Well, it's obviously they've got a long way back, Manchester United, from the glory years that they've had, but they are still Man United. Gary Lineker has also come out and said that he's blaming Sir Alex Ferguson for the start of Manchester United's decline with the team that he left, and he says that part of the problem that they're in now is because of him. Well, I can't go. I'm sorry, mate.
I've said this before. I totally agree with him. But that ship has sailed. When Sir Alex left, the squad that he left for David Moyes was I know everyone's saying, yeah, we won the Premier League that year. Yeah, but look at the squad. Look what he left. He didn't build a squad. That wasn't a squad that...
Was it his fault? No. Shall I show you whose fault it was? Yeah. Shall I show you? I'm going to show you right now on my personal phone, guys. Here we go. These individuals are the reason why, literally, look, these two wankers are the reason why the squad is not left in a good place. Let's get it right here, people, yeah? And, Malcolm Glazer as well, the father who is obviously passed away now, but, literally, he needs to take responsibility as well when he was alive. So it's ridiculous. Honestly, they are the reason why that squad was not left in a good place after Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Let's get it right here, yeah? Absolute clowns. Honestly, sooner the Glazers get out, the better. And take Sir Jim Ratcliffe with you as well, and the Ineos group.
Has been built for the years to come. David, you know, one of the biggest signings that he made, I think it might have been the last, was Robin van Persie. He brought him in, you know, 30, I think he was, or around that age. He was the reason they lost the title the year before, because they lost on goal difference. Sir Alex realised I can't do that again. I'm going to buy a player that's going to get me the goals, because if it comes down to that, we're going to win. And they won it, and he left. David Moyes picks up, I have to say, the squad that he inherited.
I know, but you can't blame that now, can you?
Not
blame
not
Man United in this
no,
position because Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, come on.
No, I agree with that.
It's outrageous.
Not now, but it was the start of the decline, in my opinion.
Do me a favour, start of the decline.
Get out here, man. Starting to decline. Point the finger at the Glazers, yeah? Point the finger at them. What are we doing here?
Start of the decline. The club
won the league.
I know, but he left the club in such a... I felt the squad was in...
He left the club in an unbelievable state.
He didn't.
He did!
Put it this way. Klopp left Liverpool in a far better condition. He finished second.
Yes, because FSG put money into Liverpool. It's as simple as that. Our frauds didn't.
Then Sir Alex left when they finished first. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying.
But as a club,
no, I'm saying the squad was terrible. Look at the back four. I think 4 of the main back four within 18 months to 2 years all left the club. That's not building a squad. So who's going to build that? David Dean, part of this as well. I don't know whether Gary Lineker mentioned this. Not David Dean. Gill left.
Yeah,
and Woody came in. So when Gill left,
it's a good job, did he?
No, Woodward was terrible. But part of that partnership that Gill had with Sir Alex, that relationship, that was broken. And then all of a sudden you're bringing in David Moyes and then Woodward. Well, that relationship had to be built. That's the reason. Those two things there is the reason that Manchester United declined. It's still in the condition it is. Now you can't keep leaning back on that, but that's part of the reason, in my opinion.
Okay, get involved. If you're a Man United fan, you can have your say. Obviously, a huge talking point again after a disappointing exit from the FA Cup. Let's go to Michael. He's a Man United fan. Mike?
Right, Michael?
I'm all right, yeah. After yesterday, God,
What's going on, mate? Honestly, you're just so bad.
Well, for one thing is this, right? I don't blame Fergie for the problems that United have got now. Because when he left and David Gill left, the two people who ran Man United, after that, the Glazers...
Yeah, it's like David Gill decided to follow his best mate out, Sir Alex Ferguson. Then obviously we appointed that absolute fraud, Ed Woodward. I mean, that was shameless because he had no footballing experience whatsoever. All he cared really about was sponsorship.
Been playing Football Manager with the biggest club in the world. Spending, 56 million quid on Di Maria, Schweinsteiger, the list goes on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Glazers were there under Sir Alex as well, by the way.
Yeah, but he kept that club afloat because he knew the club from inside out.
No, I'm not.
Him and David Gill ran that club properly.
I think if you look at the squad that David Moyes inherited, you look at that squad. Have a look at that. I think Swansea away. You played your first game. Have a look at that squad. Have a look at the team they had.
Yeah.
And look. 18 months later, 2 years later, what that team looked like. It was you can't change as much as that was changed. Then it was forced. Sir Alex Ferguson, he made the change to win the title. He left the club, and it's not his problem anymore. But David Gill leaving and Sir Alex, there was no handover. The handover between David Gill and
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. There was no handover. But look at it. But look what the club is now. You've got Jim Ratcliffe running it. He's just tearing the place apart. Grace has been whipping the club up to shreds. Amrin's come in. Now he wants to win the league. Yeah, of course we want to win the league. We want the glory days back as fans. Yeah, we want to be happy. But we're 10 years away at least. And now the problem you've got this season and this summer, how many players can you ship out? We're going to take big hits. We're going to take big losses.
Well, the problem that United have got...
I mean, these players who we sell, obviously we're going to make a loss because when the Glazers had 100% control in the football club, we would literally spend the money on one player instead of buying around 3 or 4 players, okay? Just fucking waste the money on one player. I mean, seriously, what are we doing here? That was an absolute disgrace. Now we're going to make a loss on these Deadwood players. Let's get it right.
Do they now sit with Amrin, where he is obviously going to want to play a three at the back? Do they now build a squad around what he wants as a manager?
That's a massive problem.
So do they go, because the squad has been built for four at the back. You can change squads. Of course you can. You can play a three at the back if they need to one night, right? There's ways of doing things, right?
Well, but players can adapt. We should be able to.
But he wants to play just a three. That's what he wants to do. Well, then do they invest? They throw all their weight behind that and say, we're going to
You've got to be completely convinced that Amarin is the guy. And I don't think they are convinced. I really don't think they're convinced.
I don't think you can be convinced. There's no evidence to suggest right now that decision is going to be the right one. But they've made that call.
Look, if we're on YouTube, we got the first 15 games up, the stats of Manchester United, and it is grim looking. 17th, 19th, 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 16th, 20th, and 20th. Errors leading to goals. First half shots on target. First half Premier League goals. Shot accuracy. Goals. They're like the bottom of the table, Jace.
Well, that's why they are where they are. That's why they.
No, but then how can you build a team around a manager when they're the stats that they're looking at?
Because they've made a decision.
It's like we've wasted 2 months of this season, right? Because we gave Ferguson more time after winning the FA Cup, where we should have thought, right, thank you for winning the FA Cup, but now we need to take this football club a different direction. Should have got Ruben Amorim in before pre-season, so he could have got to know his squad and that. So, yeah, I mean, this is on the ownership, honestly. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
No,
they've moved away from Ten Hag. But it's not like Ten Hag got sacked for a reason, because the club was in decline then. There's a number of it.
But the club's got worse.
I don't know how much worse they've got, but they've not moved.
Are you joking?
I don't think they're in the bottom. Okay, where were they when he took over? They can't have been.
Come on, Jason Cundy. Of course it got fucking worse. We're down in 14th place at the beginning of March. Come on now.
They weren't eights, were they? They're in the bottom half.
I don't know. They weren't, but they weren't where they are now, mate. And they were still in other competitions.
Well, I don't know, mate.
They absolutely fell apart.
I'm not sure that Ten Hag left Amrin too much to feed off, and now he's everyone's starving.
The Sports Bar with Jay.
Honestly, it is just absolutely. Oh, this is just. As a fan, this absolutely infuriates me. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson, a person I absolutely love and adore because he did so much for us. Now, a few people are trying to point the finger at him. It's sickening at the highest level, honestly. It makes me so mad. Why are you doing this for? Why are you blaming our hero? It's like, who do you think you are? Seriously. Right, anyway, let's have a look. Let's get back to the chat. Here we go. Right. Liam Jones. Cundy is always on the wind up. He loves to boil piss. That's why he has kept a job at Talkshite for 20 years. Van Persie had just turned 28 when Sir Alex Ferguson signed him. People forget that. Sir Alex, we all thought Smalling and Phil Jones were natural successors to Fedic and Rio. And under Sir Alex, they looks like they could be. Yeah, exactly. I agree. 100%. Yo, big up. Might be heading midnight heading into Wednesday. Yep. Cassero and Ericsson will both leak on the free transfers. Yeah, I agree. I don't take the new chapter or glory or anything seriously. Yeah, exactly. I agree, you Adam Dar 25. But yeah, it's like I said, I'll show it to you once more. on screen who I blame for the situation we're in. Let's show you immediately. These absolute runners, yeah? You have literally buried my football club. Buried them. The football club I've been supporting for 25 plus years, right? Yeah? I mean, it's disgraceful at the highest level, and I will not, I repeat, not let you get away with it. I will hold you accountable for it, because as a fan, you have infuriated me. So, yeah, but shame on you, and shame on the current ownership as well for making all these silly cutbacks. It's just pathetic, honestly. Right. It's just, it makes you so mad, honestly. I mean, this is possibly one of the most angry streams I've done for a while. It's because, as a fan, I am hurting. I mean, it's just nowhere near sustainable. To me, it's a disgrace. It's a total disrespect to our GOAT, Sir Alex Ferguson, our GOAT, who literally did so much for the football club. Sir Alex Ferguson, here we go. Let's have a look. See what they've been saying on Twitter about it. Has anyone else been chatting shit about it? Because I tell you, here we go. Right. So, like, oh, let's read this tweet out. I mean, look at this. What an absolute clown, honestly. No disrespect, but upon deeper reflection, Sir Alex Ferguson was the root caused the Man United's decline. He departed, leaving behind an aging and imbalanced squad. Who do you think it was? Yeah? Point the finger at the Glazers instead of our goats. Seriously, man. What are we doing here? With no cohort succession plan, the old man literally set the club up for long-term struggles. Right. Okay. Right, let's name and shame this person. Here we go. Wooden spoon for you. How dare you? Seriously. Again, having a go at our goats. What are we doing here? Seriously. These man chat absolute bollocks, honestly. Disgusting. There we go. This is one who's praising Alex Ferguson's comments. Well, the comments that Rio Ferdinand's made about him. Here we go. Nice seeing Rio Ferdinand's accounts bring in hard facts to dispel lies about Sir Alex Ferguson and his final tenure. It's a start, I guess. So it's elective nonsense, and he'll be now praising Greenish and moaning about Mainoo's contract demands with no mention of that ending in 2027. Yeah, maybe. Here we go. Sir Alex Ferguson's winning mentality was on another level. He never backed down from a challenge. Whatever it was knocking Liverpool off their perch, battling Mainoo, Chelsea, or rebuilding United again and again, he always found a way to win. Exactly. Because he was just the king. He was the master. It's as simple as that. But yeah, it's pretty much just, I needed to fans. I really did. Because, as a Manchester United fan, if you've been supporting the football club for, say, like 25 plus years, like I have, this shit must absolutely enrage you because it's triggered me, honestly. Because, it just goes to show how much I love Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm infuriated by this. And literally, my grandpa, when he was alive, right, he didn't really show any emotion, but even this would have made him angry. And he'll be turning in his grave. Honestly, that listening to this would infuriate him because, he supported them for so long, So it's like thinking he supported them. What? He can remember when they got relegated 50 years ago. So imagine how it makes him feel where I've been supporting them for 25 plus years and how it infuriates me, honestly. It's like, just, wow. I am baffled. I'm shocked at the highest level, honestly. Let's have a look. There's another thing I want to look at. So, like, a certain individual who I called out once before. Has he said anything about it? I think you know who I'm talking about. The brown envelope, Jamie Jackson, who was chatting absolute bollocks about Ruben Amorim. Doesn't look like he's really said anything about it. But he'll be back soon, making another amount of money. But it's just, wow. If you're watching afterwards, let me know what you think of this situation, because, like I said, as a fan, it just hurts me so much. But it just goes to show how much passion, how much I care about my football club, and how much I admired the Goats. It's just, why? Why has this got to come out for? It's like we're already having a shit season as it is. Now, this is adding more fuel to the fire. Seriously. Being a Manchester United fan is never easy, people. Anyone new to Manchester United, enjoy the ride. That's all I got to say. Because, the emotions I felt this past decade or so, oh, fucking heck, man. Right, let's get back to the chat. Here we go. Yep. But they won loads of trophies over the years, Mr. Joshy J. Yes, we did, because we had an elite manager as a scapegoat. Manchester United will not win the Europa League. I agree. I know for a fact that Dan Ashworth wanted more experience for his signs, but Big Jim wants potential, not experience, and that's why he was sacked, according to my sources. I repeat, as a project. I mean, we cannot keep signing kids for a profit. We need experienced players as well. Stop copying the Chelsea model, yeah? It's ridiculous, honestly. We must also remind ourselves, and also minority ownership, so none of these decisions could see 400 staff could not go ahead down the Glazers say so. That's a good point, actually, Liam. You made a good point there. Manchester United will not win Europa League. No, we won't. All because of the legacies, mate. But does that really matter? I agree, Josh J. I can only think people who once played Sir Alex were not even born during his reign. Yeah, see? Liam Jones, you and I have agreed and disagreed on quite a few things. I do like opinion. And big up to you for sticking around, yeah? Much appreciated. I appreciate when you're in the live chat giving your opinions. Because at the end of the day, it's about opinion, isn't it? Like, just keep your mouth shut. Exactly. Manchester United, what's the point of turning up against Liverpool? You're not going to do it all season. Thanks, Adam Dar 25. Thanks, 8. You're spot on. But, you know, it's like, where do Manchester United go from here? It's like this season is a write-off, as it already is. So, yeah, I'm just losing it. I really am now. I've had enough. Absolutely had enough at the highest level. Right. It's like, just. But yeah, I needed to fans, man. It's just soul destroying. It really is. But, you know, if you care about Manchester United, this would make you see men, no doubt about it. Like, this is absolutely just enraged me at the highest level. Here we go. Let's have a look. Right. Emergency meeting. Lee Gunner is about to go live for his emergency meeting, so we will be redirecting to Lee Gunner. So make sure when you head over to his YouTube channel, you put Mr. Josh CJ Raid. But big up to every single one of you who's been live and locked in for this stream. Much appreciated, and thank you so much for listening to what I had to say, because, you know, it's like, yeah, these Romans, man, seriously, get in the bin. But yeah, my community is elite, and we will carry on landing it. Seriously, here we go. It's not, does not make sense how you go for a 0-0 draw as well. Bad form, yet in good form, yet you lost 7-0. Exactly. Liverpool should have won 3-1. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. But anyway, we are redirecting to Lee Gunner. Put Mr. Josh CJ Raid. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night, everyone. Super unprofessional, I agree. But anyway, thanks for watching. Good night.